Hello, and welcome to a 30-minute movement fitness style class focusing on our lower body. That steadiness, that grounding, that stability, that foundation. And so we are going to move in a variety of ways, limited high impact. But I say this all the time, I like to wear shoes even in the settings of lunges or other things that are considered low impact. I like shoes for the repetitive movement. You can do whatever works for you. And there's nothing else we need. If you want to grab a glass of water or something. Oh, sorry. Music. I love music to move. I'm going to have my music on quietly over here because it helps me stay upbeat through a fitness class for you, where otherwise without the music I can tend to like slow things down more than I intended to. So in a moment I'll jump over and turn on my music. Why don't you do the same, and I'll meet you right back here. I wish that I could have you hear the music I'm playing at the same time, but licensing does not allow for all that. So go ahead and stand in the middle of your mat. Feet a little wider, toes just in a direction that feels comfortable for you. And you can kind of just start like a little bit of swaying, like a little bit of pushing into each foot, grounding, landing. Just checking, make sure I don't go too far over. Good. So go ahead and just kind of push into the feet. And then you can stop the movement of the feet, or the legs rather. And I want you to drop your chin and roll it over towards that right ear. And then to left. So in that direction. So we're just starting here at the top of the body. Even though, of course, we're going to be focusing down low. And as you know, we'll integrate it all together, of course. So as you're doing these neck rolls, I want you to bring it a little more into the rib cage. So it's not just the neck anymore. Okay. Now keep going that same direction. Now bring it a little bit more into the hips too. So it's like this, a whole body roll. And then you can keep that going, and maybe you kind of like lift off the toes. So all of a sudden, it doesn't feel so much like a neck roll anymore. Do a couple more of these. Let's do one more. And then land your feet and just stand. You can probably feel that spiraling, still moving. We just want to land. Good, we're going to do that whole thing on the other side. Chin drops, roll towards left, and then to the right. So we're just in the neck. We're going to stay there for a few moments just to remember what it's like when we isolate, when we keep things a little bit more focused. And then we're going to kind of bring that rib cage in. Good, and then does the rib cage, can it kind of bring in the hips? It's like everyone's inviting their friend next to them. Good, and then can the whole party join? So the neck rolls go, but you're lifting off the heels. The whole body moving along in the same spiral. And this is kind of this full body mobility. That's what we're seeking today. I didn't really say that at the beginning. Mobility and strength, balance between the two. Let's do one more. And then again, stand. If you feel a little dizzy, just gaze right at the ground. Feel that internal cycle. Good. Nice job, everyone. So we're going to go ahead and just come right into some kind of soft lunges. Sorry, I said lunges. I meant a squat. And then we're going to bring the feet a little closer together. You can kind of keep some movement going. And we're going to step out. And so we want to stay in what will be not a deep, deep squat, but kind of like a medium-style squat. You can kind of add a little twist of that upper body. Keep going. And so you really will see a little bit of it all in today's practice. A little bit of, this higher energy, a little bit of the strength, the very direct, and then a little bit of the mobility. And it'll all flow together. Keep going. And that warmth, that waking up is really the kind of undercurrent of this whole process. How do we stay moving? How do we stay fluid, awake, ready? Good, go ahead and come to center. We're going to go right into some mobility. Open. So we're now standing. One knee opens to the side and then the other. And I'm just really including the arms just for a little flow. You can do whatever makes sense with your arms. Unless otherwise directed. Our next movement's going to involve something with the arms. Good, we're going to drop down back into that kind of narrow squat. You can feel like a chair pose. And then we're going to kind of turn we'll do it slow first side. You're going to turn your right leg in and reach across. And then return here. And then we're going to do the other side. So really turn that leg in. So we just did the outer rotation in that hip mobility. And now we want to reverse it. And now let's go a little faster. And so this reach, see if you can kind of reach far. It doesn't really have to be, it could be overhead, wherever you want. But we are going to be bringing the arms in with this so that we can feel everything together. And I want you to we're just going to stick it with this for a little while. And I want you to keep with that internal rotation. So if it feels like you kind of lose it, go back to it. And you can kind of do an internal rotation with each arm as well as you're sticking with this movement. Keep going a little bit longer. Good, now step into center. A little bit wider feet, toes out. We're going right into some squats. And then I like an open arm here as well, but if you want to do something else, that's fine. It's an opportunity to spread the space of the heart. And at the same time, we're really focusing our energy on that stability, that strength, that grounding. But we really can't have foundation, we can't have grounding, stability without some mobility. Like a very rigid structure doesn't have opportunity to withstand changes. Keep going like this. Again, bring some heat into the places that there was not heat before. Couple more. Good, go ahead and stand. We're going right into our next movement. It should feel familiar because it's similar to what we've already done. A half jack. So we've already done this in a way. We've reached our legs out. It's just a different angle. So we're going to just stick with this half jack for now. We have the opportunity to go just a little bit faster than we have been with some of these other moves. And in that case, once we speed the movement up beyond the breath, we just need to breathe. We let the movement and the breath separate, which I know is hard for yogis. I sometimes just end up breathing really fast. But there's benefit to understanding your breath and giving yourself different options at different times. Keep going a little bit longer, half jacks. Good, and then come through center and just kind of shake it all off. Awesome. Turn towards one edge of your mat. We're not going to do much with this kind of top edge stuff, so whatever makes sense for you. We're going to bend our knees just a touch, just so that there, again, is a little buoyancy there for stepping back into a lunge. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do a step back lunge. We are going to link the breath. An inhale and then an exhale, dip the knee. Inhale back to lunge, exhale forward, and we'll keep going. So take a breath. Inhale back, exhale bend. Inhale lunge, exhale forward. Inhale opposite leg, exhale bend. Inhale forward, or exhale forward, excuse me. Inhale back left side, exhale bend. Inhale lunge, exhale forward. Inhale step back, exhale drop it down. Inhale here, exhale front of mat. So I want you to just keep going, each leg. And so I want to be honest, I'm not directing the arms on purpose. And that's because I personally, my mind gets a little distracted and kind of focuses on those arms first. And instead, I want you to really focus into those legs and not forget to do a deep lunge when we get back into it. I want you to be able to kind of activate and sit with some of the challenge that comes from doing a big lunge. It's easier to just not do it and kind of get into the flow, which is what I do most of the time, quite honestly. So keep going. If you've kind of changed the pace of the breath, meaning I'm moving a little faster than the 2 full breaths, that's fine. Again, we're focusing on those legs. Keep going. Make it work for you. Gonna do a couple more each side. Don't forget about bending that back leg when you get into the lunge. Okay, we'll do about 3 more each side. So let's see if we can make these next 2 each side really specific. So maybe slow it down. Okay, good. Last one. Awesome. Go ahead and shake it off. Top of mat. Good. Come back to the center. We're going to kind of repeat a familiar movement, one we've done in a variety of ways. So this time, center of mat, you're going to reach across and kick that leg back and then back. So in this case, it doesn't need to be quite from a squat. I want to focus on the reach of both the arm and the leg. Kind of already did something like this with the leg behind us in the inner rotation. See about reaching kind of different angles. How does it change the way your legs move, the way your legs stabilize? A couple more of these. Good, stay like this, or jumping jacks or half jacks, which those kind of twisting movements were already practically. This is really the only impact in the class today, so work with it in the way you need it to be. Sometimes we feel like we need that. Sometimes we're like, oh, hell no. So just be with it in your relationship to your own body. Couple more. Good. Start to slow it down and just pause. We're kind of at a transition point. Gonna hit the mat in a moment. Let the breath calm. Let the heat calm. Just take a moment to plant the feet and really just feel your legs. And again, they're like tree trunks, but there's a little mobility there for whatever's coming. And that's how tree trunks are too. Even though they look so solid, there's a little give to those roots. Take a deeper breath. Good. Next inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, kind of waterfall over your legs and pause. So I do want you to pause here. Soft knees, head hangs. So now that we're close to our legs, now that our brain is close to our legs, our hands are close to our legs, Just see what you notice. Take one more breath. And then turn to your hands and knees. Go ahead and land in hands and knees. And then we'll go for setting up hands right under shoulders, knees underneath hips. We'll go in a little bit of a circle. So this circle is like as if you're drawing a circle with your belly button on the mat. Other way. Good. Now, inhale. Drop your belly, crown of head up. Exhale, round. Inhale, drop. Exhale, round. Keep going like this. Okay, so land into your hands and knees. We'll start with left leg first. You're going to open the knee to the side, reach it to the sky, cross it outside of right calf, up to the sky, down to the ground, and then we're going to repeat on that same side 10 more times. You don't need to really know the number, but just to clarify, it's just the one side, and then we'll switch when we're ready. So open to the left, to the sky, cross over, up, down, open, up, cross, up, down, open, up, cross, up, down, open, up, cross, up, down. Keep going. This would be one of those cases where the movements are a little quicker than the breath. So just get that breath going nice and smooth to capture the energy in the movement. Let's do two more. Okay, but we're going to go back up with that left foot. Flex foot, little pulses up. Keep going. Good, extend that left leg. Do a little bit of pressure on the foot. Swing your right foot to the side. Do a side plank here. Just take a moment. Everything integrating together, everything assimilating for what your body needs, knowing that your body changes all the time. Good. Left hand down, left knee down. Going into second side. Open, up, cross, up, down. We're going to keep going. Open, up, cross, up, down, open, up, cross, up, down, open, up, cross, up, down, open, up, cross, up, down. Continue. 2 more. Good. Next time your leg is up, push it to the sky. Pulse. Good. Now extend that leg. Kind of rock on the ball of the foot. And then bring your left foot out so that you can come into this kneeling side plank. And just land. Allow. Good. Go ahead and land. And we're coming into downward facing dog. This is a little pause. And then drop onto your side. I'm on my right side, so let's do that. We're going to bring the hand to the head. Elbow straight out from the shoulder. The 2 knees like a square in front of you. So your hips are in line with shoulders, so the knees are in front of that. We're going to lift the feet up a little bit so the feet are off of the ground. If you need to just lay on the ear to your arm, you can do that. You don't need to prop the head. Then we're going to open and close. Got 5 more. Good. Go ahead and extend the leg. We're bringing that left knee, so you're on your right side, it's your left knee, in, and maybe that's where you stay. If you've got the ability to kind of straighten that leg, great. It's nothing worth straining for. Just kind of let it be what it is. And then let it go. We're going to switch sides. So if you just want to roll over, great. Otherwise, you can kind of do what I'm going to do and very gracefully move to the other side. So hand supports head, elbow in line with shoulders, shoulders in line with hips. So knees, that means knees are forward. And then lift the feet and then open that top leg. A few more. Good. Go ahead and land. Straighten your bottom leg. Hug your knee up to your body. Woo. And there is a balance here. I'm feeling it. Wow. Really feeling it. So flexing that bottom foot can help with a balance challenge. Obviously engaging the core, but sometimes it doesn't do it. So go ahead and see if you want to lengthen that leg. Maybe not. Just see. And we are winding our class down. So you can wind your breath down. You can slow it down. Good. Go ahead and lower the leg. We're going to roll onto the back and go right into a stretch for our figure 4. So bring the right ankle over the left knee. Hug through to the shin or just behind the left calf. Behind the left thigh. Just see where you're at. Allow everything to just melt. So that's the thing about our legs. They're super strong on everybody. They get us around. There's a lot of muscles in there. And so sometimes we are really active. We do move a lot. We focus on that leg strength, which is great. But what we forget to do is soften. Give it space. Give it breath. Go ahead and switch left ankle over right knee. Keep breathing. Keep breathing here. Take one more breath. Go ahead and release. Maybe you want to stay here. You want to set yourself up for Shavasana. Great. Otherwise, roll to one side. Come up to a seat. Just be with that sturdy foundation, with that sturdy structure. Feel the heat helps kind of catalyze the energy. Thanks so much for being here.